This is especially cool. I've seen a bunch of these over the years, similar. I won't say, I've seen this particular one before. I've seen these packing house reproductions before, but this is the most complete, the completest that I've ever seen. And I just think it's really, really cool and worth taking a look at. It shows the process of processing the citrus, in this case oranges, from the field to the crates. And it was much bigger than this in many instances, but in some instances it would have been just this size exactly. And I've seen actual buildings that house 10 times as big, if not bigger. But this is a very, very neat field to packing box demonstration. I just think it's very cool. Maybe because I've never taken the time to really study this before, but it's really cool. Of course, the oranges come out looking not very orange, as you can see, and that's a really good representation. An orange off an orange tree is usually, not very orange. It's kind of dirty. Well, so they put it in this box. It comes up this conveyor belt right here and dumps in this little trough, and through gravity rolls down into this scrubber. And it's pretty neat. You really can't see much in there. But you can see this little brush here. It's kind of cool. And that would have taken all the dirt off of it. And I'm sure it would have been a washing process as well. It says this machine both rinsed and scrubbed the fruit free of dirt. So yeah, and then it came through here and got conveyor belted up into this. And this is a drying unit. This is just a great big huge tub, like a washing machine almost sideways, that would have rotated and dried it all off, dried the fruit off. And here it says dryer. Fruit was rotated until dry. So that would have been quite the process, depending on how wet it would have been. And this is all original, legit equipment. And everything you're seeing here, it's a reproduction as far as how it's put together in the context of the exhibit. But this is real stuff. This is cool. After it's dried, it gets tilted into this polisher, and I don't know how that works, but at some point it gives it a wax, like coat of wax, and polishes them. So that's kind of cool too. And then it drops it off into here, and this runs off of gravity as well. But each one of these rollers is set at a certain height to be able to have different size oranges come into these little bins here. And that's pretty cool too. And it says that the workers, which were at that time apparently mostly women, for whatever reason, would pack them. They would remove the various size oranges, wrap them, and box them for shipment. So that whole process is just really fascinating to me. I mean, this would have been a monstrously miserable job from the beginning of picking them to this whole process. This would have been just unbelievably difficult day in, day out. And at one time, this was the Florida industry. I mean, Florida is known for its oranges, blah, blah, blah. But it was, not anymore. We get oranges from Brazil now because we're too busy building condos and tract homes for people from Long Island and wherever else. But anyway, at one time, this was it, and it went on and on and on and on and on. And there were just untold number of various packing companies that did this. They processed from the field to the customer. This is kind of interesting. I thought I'd never seen this before. I didn't know it even existed. But this says that this is a box press. Packers always put more oranges in a box than it could normally hold, which they don't do that anymore. But yeah, you'll never open a box of anything and find more than it can hold. In fact, quite the opposite. It's usually puffed up by air. But back in those days, the American ethic was to give more, so that you would purchase their product again. That was the way they got repeat customers, by doing the right thing. So this little demonstration is really cool. It shows how it would have pushed it down. These are real things. This would have pushed these oranges in, and of course, as the sign says, sometimes it would damage the fruit as well. But at least you knew you were getting more than what you thought would, or at least your maximum amount. So after they did that, they would have wrapped it or with wire, or nailed it down. I guess probably more likely nail it down. These are replica crates over here, and they show everything being nailed down. So, so that's how they would have done it. I thought there would have been some wires involved, but no, there's no wires. It's just all nails. So once they got it in, they would have nailed it or tacked it or somehow all down. This is a really neat exhibit, and I've seen exhibits like this before with these logos, either replica logos or original logos. In this case, I think these are probably replica logos of some of the various packing companies. And it says here, in the early days, citrus crates were shipped without identification. Later, growers and shippers began to individualize their products, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Between the 1880s and 1960s, these are some of the ones that were used. Oh, there's a cool one. The blue and the gray. St. Petersburg, Florida. Milne O. Berry Packing Company. Very cool. Very cool. This shows, let's see, what is this? These are the field baskets. They also use these, and these are what I've seen before. These bags, they had like a bottom that was tied, and then you wore this strap over your shoulder. You dumped as many oranges as you could, carrying back to the truck or the wagon or whatever. Then open this drawstring here up, and it would fall out the bottom, so you didn't have to like tip it over. It would just automatically fall out. Box maker used this box to pick up one or several nails at a time, both safely and efficiently. Oh, that's interesting. Very cool. Oh, I think these must be smudge pots. These look like old-time smudge pots. Of course, the big freezes are what would be the enemy. Yeah, smoke pots, they call them. Cool. Keep the air reasonably warmer. So yeah, just a really neat exhibit. Very cool, I think.